What is up, everyone? Welcome into another edition of Flowty Live. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Ben Kukainis, head of marketing and communications at Flowty.io, and I'm here to welcome in the man you all probably know more so as Packrip Mahoments, Spencer from NFL All Day. How you doing today, Spencer?
Doing great. It's Friday. Football has officially come back. How could you not be in a great mood? So thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. I mean, it only felt natural. Let's capitalize on this kickoff, and let's talk about some of the all day improvements and updates. Most specifically, the dynamic player moments that we'll get into. But yeah, fall is the best. There's just that feeling in the air, and then when college football sort of eases us into it because that always starts a couple weeks early, or a week early. But then, once that Thursday night kickoff happens, it's just totally different vibe. We'll get into that. We'll talk, a little bit about last night's game and, maybe some surprises or, any expectations. Talk about Dan Campbell saying, I knew we were going to do that. But we'll talk about that. But first, you guys know the rules. We got to go over the usual. Please keep in mind that this program and all subsequent postings and publications resulting from it is not to be construed as financial advice. Please use caution and operate within a budget that suits you when transacting on Flowty, including purchasing, offering, renting, loaning, borrowing. Flowty does not provide financial advice or recommendations. Gotten into a really smooth system now there with that. First time it was like, oh, they're flashing the financial disclaimer, all of that. Vince Carter, Last Shot is in the house. Rebel Reseller. I knew you were going to be on tuning in. So yeah, again, thanks to everyone for tuning in. We do, as usual, we never do a show without giveaways. So for today, since it is an NFL and NFL All Day themed show, we're going to be giving away a Justin Fields moment, and Isaiah Pacheco moment, and a Treylon Burks moment. The Pacheco and Burks moment has a bunch of those nice badges to go along with that. Obviously, they are trivia related, as always. So yeah, it'll be a good time, but let's get into it. I guess fresh off of the very first game of the NFL season, the big news obviously was no Travis Kelce, and everyone's scrambling to try and figure out, well, what's going to happen, who's going to get the ball, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like we learned that Pat Mahomes is still a magician. I think we also learned that Andy Reid still has some flaws, and that it is a very different look offense without Travis Kelce. But hey, props to the Detroit Lions. Their defense really got at it. What were your takeaways, I guess, from the first game?
Yeah, I totally expected the Chiefs to win that game. To me, it's like Super Bowl champs, Thursday night kickoff. The place is going to be packed. For those of you who have not been to Arrowhead Stadium, it is like nothing else. It is so loud. The fans are very passionate, and it's just a tough place to play. So I totally expected the Chiefs to win that game. I was talking to some people in the all-day Discord this morning, and they don't agree with me. But to me, Patrick Mahomes, I think, played fine. He didn't play amazing. He actually made a lot of plays with his legs. His game's usually with his arm. He extended some drives with his legs. But to me, the game came down to a fake punt by the Lions and a couple of drop passes. To me, the interception return for a touchdown, that's 7 points right there. And it went off Kadarius Toney's hands, right? Catch the ball, dude. So I don't know. I know this is a hot take. I think the Lions are the third best team in the AFC North or the NFC North. I know a lot of people are picking them to be one of the top teams. I don't know. I think the Chiefs are going to be fine. I think the Lions will probably finish around 500. They had everything go their way, and the Chiefs had pretty much everything go against them. And they're missing two of their top three best players. So I don't know. I'm surprised they lost, but at the same time, it's just one game. There's 16 more to go for the Chiefs.
Now, since you're just sort of right across the state, do you sort of pull for the Chiefs now that the Rams are no longer in St. Louis?
Yeah, good question. Used to be a massive, massive St. Louis Rams fan. I am no longer a Rams fan. They broke my heart. But I kind of, in the same way in the NBA, Jason Tatum is from St. Louis. I cheer for Jason Tatum because he plays for the Celtics. But in the NFL, I root for players. I do like the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs as much as I like my Texas Longhorns, for example, or the St. Louis Cardinals or the St. Louis Blues. But I love Patrick Mahomes. I'm a massive college football fan. I remember when he was in college and being recruited, he had a dynamite arm, and the times he broke my heart. To Michael Crabtree at Texas Tech. Yeah, so I've been a Mahomes fan even though he didn't go to Texas. So it was an easy fit, and they're pretty darn good. But now, like Bijan Robinson, one of my guys, definitely going to be rooting for the Falcons a ton. He is probably my favorite Texas Longhorn since Colt McCoy and Vince Young. So definitely root for him.
Nice. Well, I mean, as someone from the Philadelphia area, first, we were all pulling our hair out because Tony and Juju and everyone caught literally everything in the Super Bowl. They had glue on their hands. And then watching last night, I'm like, you guys couldn't have dropped one pass in the Super Bowl. Like, you couldn't have dropped one pass. But then since you are a Cardinals fan, I'll just say I'm happy you ended the Phillies back in 2011 with the Ryan Howard last bet. You destroyed the franchise then. And I'm just happy to know that we got our revenge on you last year with the wild card series. So we're going to call it even. Okay.
Yeah. I'll never forget that. I know we're getting off topic here, but I'll never forget the Chris Carpenter, Roy Halladay game, and Skip Schumacher. I think he had a double down the line in the first inning, 1 run, and then the rest of the game was like 0-0, but squeaked it out.
And that was Halladay. You only had one chance to get at him, and it was in the first inning. And if you didn't get to him in the first inning, you were prepared for a big goose egg the rest of the game. But yeah, still haunts me. Cardinals. I like the Phillies Cardinals rivalry a little bit there. But totally different sport. I'm with you on some of those comments. The Chiefs will be perfectly fine. Personally, I'm predicting a Super Bowl rematch. That's just me. I just think the Eagles are way head and shoulders above the rest of the NFC. I'm sorry, San Francisco doesn't have a QB until proven otherwise. San Francisco doesn't have a quarterback, and I'll probably get some flack for that. And the Chiefs, not really. I get, the only other team that would give pause is the Bengals. I mean, I think they're the only team. I think we'll see a Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs are going to be fine. Lions, I might be a little higher on you than them. I can see them getting into the playoffs at like 10-7 in a wild card.
Sure.
I could definitely see that. I will say they are a fun team to watch. Like Aiden Hutchinson is a fun player to watch on defense. The Sun God is electric to watch on offense. I think we'll see a lot more from Jahmyr Gibbs as the season goes on. But yeah, it's just great. It's just great to be back with football. And especially in this community between NFL all day or whether it be our friends over at Own the Moment. Like there's always just each year there seems to be more and more done combining Web3 gaming and sports. So curious to, I know you can talk a lot about NFL all day, but if you had any like general comments on this slow growth of, or I won't say slow, gradual growth of Web3 gaming and sports, especially on Flow, because Flow just has that ability. I think has a better ability, and we've talked about this before with El Dumbo on the last show. Just when it comes to scalability, not having to worry about gas fees, reliability and security, like that's where Flow exceeds, and I think that's why you're going to see a lot more Web3 gaming on there. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Flow is a great place to build. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to build on Flow. Some of the things that you just mentioned that El Dumbo has talked about. He is by far, I don't say many good things about Luke, but right here I'll say he is very knowledgeable.
We'll cut this part out. Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't let him know I say this, but he's very knowledgeable in the space. Like him and I have discussions all the time, and he'll tell me things. I'm like, oh wow, didn't even know that was a thing. So, I'll say this: like NFL Day is a platform where we want to be the future of fandom, and through that is collecting moments of your favorite players and like being able to flex that. Part of the first part of your question was, hey, gradual growth. This is still a really new space. Good things take time. One of the great things about Flow is that like you'll see places like OTM or Flowty or other, organizations that want to start and build upon other products, which is really, truthfully, I think the best way to go about it is like you open the door to allow other people to like give utility. I know that's a buzzword, but like really like take this thing that we're building and like think of other ideas for how people can use that thing. Like you could loan it, you could play it in a game, you could like, there's all these things. And I think there's so many other things that haven't even been thought of yet or even put to pen to paper yet. But it's really exciting to be a part of something that I feel I'm super passionate about. Obviously, I don't know how many people know, but I was a massive Top Shot collector before working at Dapper, and started collecting NFL all day before start working at Dapper. And I just love how, you're able to connect with people online that you've never met. But you have this thing that you have this common interest and you're part of this community. And it's just really exciting. So I think you'll just continue to see things get better and better, and we'll add more features. We mentioned at the beginning of this season that we'll be having like a revamp to our team, and set collecting pages will be much easier to sort through those. And that's very exciting. There's a lot more news to come there, but just things like that, site upgrades, different ways to use your moments are all very exciting.
Yeah. And I mean, it's fun on our side also, because as you say, someone opens the door and you sort of build off of that. Flowty is not we're not a collection platform or anything, but we have, such an extensive and knowledgeable dev team. And for us, I feel like part of our job is to monitor which of those doors are opened, and see how we can integrate that. You mentioned loans and rentals, for something like Playbook. It's great that we're pretty sure we're still the only platform with NFT rentals. So whenever something new comes out, or whenever something changes, rentals were huge when they launched for Top Shot, but then when Top Shot required locking moments, that sort of threw rentals out the window. So we had to pivot, to other items. And we're going to be doing the same thing with NFL all day, sort of as you guys release your own playbook. Pun intended, I guess, because NFL literally has a playbook. But as you release your own playbook, that forces us to get creative and say, how can we implement that on our platform, or how does this tie into our platform? There's just a lot of great organizations out there. It's been exciting to see. I mentioned, on the Moment, I know you can. Their Rumble, that you can incorporate NFL all day moments on there, and I think that's another perfect example of building on what was already built and releasing all these different features. Very well said. Let's do our first giveaway while people. Yes, Rebel Reseller, all kinds of hot takes today. Later, when we get to bold predictions, maybe we'll release some other hot takes as well. Let's start out with let's just go left to right. So we're going to start out here with the Justin Fields moment. These trivia questions, I'm trying not to make them too difficult, but maybe quick Wikipedia search or something like that, or unless you just have knowledge off the top of your head. A reminder for those of you who haven't watched or haven't tuned into Flowty Live, all you got to do is respond in the comments with the correct answer, and you win. First person to comment is the winner. And I'll say it's the first person who shows up on my end. So there's been a few times where on your end, it might show yours first, but it's whatever comes through on my end. That's just how it works. So let's get to this trivia question for the Justin Fields moment. At 11th overall, Justin Fields was the what quarterback taken in the 2021 NFL draft? Again, just comment in the sections. First person with the correct answer wins the moment. Guy Bear, you definitely knew that off the top of your head. Didn't need to look that up. Spencer, are you gonna say something?
I was gonna say 4, but I was trying to think of was that the Trevor Lawrence?
Yes. So let's revisit everyone taken before him. Trevor Lawrence, I'm very high on him. I'm excited to see him.
Yeah.
Then we move over to Zach Wilson. And then we move over to Trey Lance, picked 3rd. And then another 7 picks go by, and then Justin Fields is taken. I guess I feel like the jury's still out. I haven't really made up my mind on my expectations for Justin Fields. This year I think will be very telling. He finally has sort of like a legit receiver in DJ Moore. And yeah, I mean, while we're on the topic, what are your thoughts on Justin Fields?
Yeah, let me say this real quick. When Trey Lance was picked, I thought it was a massive mistake. There's like this, I can't remember the stat, but like quarterbacks that don't start at least 25 games in college, the success rate, like their career ends very quickly. There's just some correlation there. And he only started like 11 or 12 because he got hurt. Anyways, unfortunately, I don't think he has much of a future. But Justin Fields, though, like he has all the tools. He has like everything you'd want to see in a quarterback. I think, unfortunately, like we see these talented guys. Like Sam Bradford's another example. Like really talented guy, goes to kind of a crappy team. Sorry, Bears fans, and like they're just not quite ready yet to like put it all on their shoulders right away. Like they need some time. And I think the Bears.
You're breaking up a little bit, Spencer. Hopefully,
you still see me? Okay, stood up there.
Yep, you're good now. Yeah, you're good.
I think I don't know how much you missed there, but I think the Bears did a good job.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. By the way, in real quick in the comments, I'm confused.
Right, we back?
Yeah, real quick. Sorry, I just want to. No, you're good. I just want to address in the comments there was confusion. The question said at 11th overall, Justin Fields was the blank quarterback taken in the 2021 NFL draft. The correct answer is 4. He was the 4th quarterback taken in the draft. So I'm not sure where some of the confusion is. Yeah, asked how many before. Yeah, no, he was the 4th quarterback taken. So, Guibert, you still,
Trey Lance. Yeah. Who's the other one?
Zach Wilson,
and
Justin Fields. Yeah, so I thought that the question was written correctly. Guibert.
I think you got it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, okay, cool. Anyways, all right, that's all clear. Yeah, that's all cleared up. Guibert, you win.
Sorry for the internet there. I was trying to enjoy the weather, and I'm just inside now. But what I'll say is, real quickly, I think the Bears did a great job of like, if he doesn't do it this year, they know like it's just not going to work out. They upgraded the offensive line. They got a weapon in DJ Moore. Like Cole Kmet's another year, in the league. Like I think if he can't do it this year, I think we know. But I do have some optimism. Like he is the prototype, in my opinion. He's got the arm strength. He's super bright, super mobile. What else could you love? What else do you need? So, yeah, we'll see.
I think he's just a fun player to watch. So like I said, I mean, me personally, I think Jerry's still out, but he's just a fun player to watch, and I'm rooting for him. I really am.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. Honestly, the NFC North as a whole is just going to be interesting now. Rodgers is gone. Dalvin Cook is gone. I'm not sure how many people take the Vikings too seriously, et cetera, et cetera. So the NFC North is just going to be really fun to watch this year. So let's dive a bit more into NFL All Day. I guess more specifically the dynamic player moments, because that's been the headline. And I read through Jacob Tucker's thread on how Cadence makes that possible. I only understood 20% of it, but it. I read his threads anytime Austin, the CTO here at Flowty, anytime he releases a thread, I'll read it, and I'll still only understand like 20% of it. But I mean, you can tell that this has been in the works for some time. I guess, one question would be, what was sort of the reasoning or the drive behind developing this new kind of moment? And, there's been a lot going on in not just NFL All Day, but all across Flow. So for anyone who isn't completely apprised, if you want to break down very quickly what these new dynamic player moments are.
Yeah. So dynamic player moments, actually, let me say this. So back during the playoffs last season, we had banner year moments on NFL All Day. Banner year moments were team moments for each team that made the playoffs. And essentially what it was a highlight reel for each team in the playoffs of their season, like how they got there, and then like continued on through the playoffs. And they're really cool because like the longer and the further your team went, or the team, you know, like the Chiefs, for example, the more plays they had added.
Yeah.
There's, you know, I was a collector for a long time. I still am. And there was this kind of like catch-22 of, hey, like I really love X player, but when he does well, that means he's probably going to be featured more like in other moments. And it's like, you know, there's this catch-22. It's like you want to root for your team or your favorite player, and you want to see like, you want to collect their moments, but at the same time, you don't want to have like a million moments of that player. So part of the thinking was like, banner year moments were like collectively celebrated by the community, like overwhelmingly loved, highly collectible. And you can see that kind of like in how, you know, how many people hold those moments and how many are being listed for sale, for example. So we took that, really broke it down. It was very data driven, but we decided like to lean into dynamic moments for players. Kind of the same idea, like, hey, I really love Patrick Mahomes. But at the same time, like, you know, I want to make sure that I can collect all of Mahomes' moments. I only that like we're not diluting some of the other stuff, you know, so yada yada yada. So the idea, you know, is worked on for a long time. It's very exciting, and these moments will work the same way as the banner moments. If you have a Mahomes moment right now on the marketplace, if you go and buy one of his dynamic moments, there's no plays yet. It's just kind of like a nail of Mahomes. Based on how he plays on the field and how the Chiefs play, he can earn points towards that moment evolving throughout the season. So the better a player plays, the more his team wins, the more plays that will be added to that moment. It's still one moment, but it has multiple plays. So it's really exciting.
And I like that. One issue I think we saw in Top Shot towards the end, towards the end of Series 4. And I'll preface this with saying everyone already knows this. I think Series 4 was a slam dunk for Top Shot. But one thing towards the end of the season, when they released a lot of those, like the hardware moments and the honors moments, for instance, LeBron James 2022-23 honors moment contains the clip of him breaking the record, which is a standalone moment and his anthology. Similarly speaking, so Keegan Murray, who his rookie revelation reward moment was him breaking the all-time or the single season rookie 3-point record. That clip was also in the rewards program. So you talk about, you know, this fear of diluting, and I think All Day addressed that nicely with these dynamic moments. I'm also a sucker for reels, and so in a way, like this is sort of, you know, becoming a reel. I feel like you're getting more for your money in that. We do have an interesting question here from Reseller. Hypothetically, if a player gets hurt, you know, early on, does the moment sort of just stay?
Yeah, so it's funny that question got asked because we are going to have an FAQ blog come out like pretty soon. I have a meeting later today actually to finalize a couple of things. That question specifically will be answered in there. So we'll just leave it to keep an eye out for that.
Gotcha. Okay. Keep an eye. Yes. Fair enough. Keep an eye out.
I'll say this. We definitely want every moment to have a play. So I feel like you could feel pretty confident that every dynamic moment will have a play as long as that player played in a game. Pretty good. They'll have a play.
Right. Yeah. I don't think anyone's claiming for trying to think, you know, dynamic moments trying to think of a random fourth or fifth stringer or something. I would have picked out like a fourth stringer on the Chiefs, but apparently they're going, you know, Rashee Rice is going out there and catching touchdowns.
Yeah. Kadarius Toney. I don't know. Kadarius Toney, who knows? Like if he keeps dropping passes, you can't put that into a moment. So
I know. Yeah. Unless you create a set called Close But No Cigar, you know, a set name called Close. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. He's another guy that was so hyped up, you know, coming out and onto the Giants, and then
it's funny you mentioned that set, but wouldn't that be like all Joe Burrow moments, like Close But No Cigar?
Oh yeah. I mean, he is
constantly losing in the AFC Championship game,
and he,
you know,
absolutely. I could see this the year, yeah. And hey, congrats on Joe Burrow also for now becoming the highest paid NFL player in history. Cool. Pat Mahomes' contract continues to look better and better. Like Pat Mahomes' contract is what I think of Bryce Harper's contract. Like Bryce Harper's contract now looks like a steal, like highway robbery. And I think Mahomes is at like 45 mil a year, and Burrow's at 52, something like that.
I think Mahomes is probably doing okay financially. He's in every commercial on TV.
Oh yeah.
And B, I have a feeling that contract's so long, and the way that like these NFL teams operate, like they'll
restructure. I mean, the question now though is really for the Bengals. They can't retain both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We already know they have a lot of offensive line issues. You know, Joe Mixon is Joe Mixon. They don't have a tight end. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Bengals do now that they have that much money committed to Burrow. You know, fairly deservedly so. I think he's a great player.
I think you spend the money on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Then you go offensive line, and then you make sure he has a legit number one. So I would spend the money on the O-line and keep Chase and see what, you know.
Well, I mean,
make magic happen. So
you talk about O-line, and then we were just talking about last night's game. The age-old question was Penei Sewell or Jamar Chase for the Bengals, and you know they went Chase. Obviously, he's an electric player. I feel like it worked out both ways. Chase is electric. He's going off for the Bengals. Sewell is, top 5 offensive tackle. Good. Yeah, in the league.
And he catches passes sometimes. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a moment. You can go collect that moment.
There's one. Okay. Well, there's one thing I wish for. I just want Jason Kelce to catch one touchdown in his career before he retires.
That'd be cool.
I just want him to catch one touchdown.
The Eagles should be up by enough in those games.
That's true.
Sneak that in there.
I mean, on that note, I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, first game, it's Tom Brady night up in New England." No, Eagles are winning this game by like 20 points. Okay, the Patriots just are not a good football team at all.
Yeah, I try to tell. We got a couple of Patriots fans on our NFL All Day team, and I tried. They're they're a little delicate when you mention that the Patriots aren't going to be very good. They're telling me like 10-7, 11-6. I'm like, they're not going to. They're not even going to finish over 500, man. Like
let's
6 wins.
Let's talk about last place in the AFC East. Okay, that's what we're looking at there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Speaking of dynamic packs, how about we rip one on air?
I would love that.
Sounds good. Cool. I'm pretty pumped. I haven't been on my all day collection page in a while, and I forgot that the packs you have already opened are presented alongside just with like replay pack opening. So at first I was like, did I get airdropped like a whole bunch of packs here or something? Yeah. All right. So let's see. All right. Let's see what Ben can pull from his dynamic pack.
Let's do it.
And then we'll do another giveaway. Okay. Let me get rid of this right here though. Can't have that obscuring the screen. Just give me an Eagles moment, and I'll be happy. I'll be happy either way. But here, let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can look up and see. I can't remember what Eagles players. I think was AJ Brown in this pack. I can't remember. We'll find out. We'll see who's here.
Reminds me, I need to get a Brown nameplate because I still have my Carson Wentz jersey, so I just need to cover.
Oh my god.
Cover that same number.
Man, Carson Wentz went from being like the next guy to almost out of the league.
Well, he's a very white husky and had a little ginger patch on the top of his head. But luckily, we just said the name enough times that when I hear the word Wentz, I just think of the dog. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna sit. Well, we have to save the dynamic one for last, so we'll go in reverse order. Trayvon Walker. All right.
All right.
Oh, it's a strip sack.
I love this. This is great. Trayvon Walker, very highly anticipated defensive player.
I'm pumped for the Jags. I'm really pumped for the Jags this year in year 2 of Doug Peterson.
Trevor Lawrence is my pick for MVP this year. I just think he's
really.
On the, oh yeah, he's
save that for bold takes. It's on the agenda. Okay. Save that for bold takes.
We'll save it. I don't think it's bold though. I think it makes a lot
fair
of sense.
enough. That's true.
I love rookie moments.
Jonathan Allen Beast. He is I love rookie moments too. We put out a Flowty poll. What are you most looking forward to for NFL All Day? And the options were playbook, dynamic moments, or new rookie moments. I had to vote for new rookie moments just because Yeah, there's just something special when you're a collegiate sports fan. There's just something special about that rookie year.
Yeah, I agree. Mario Davis going all three defensive players here.
And sacking Burrow.
And 3 sacks.
Speak of the devil. And 3 sacks. That is wild. I wonder.
It is wild.
I wonder if that's happened. If anyone has sort of experienced that before.
Love it. All right. Well, then that means this fourth one's going to be a defensive player. We'll see.
Does anyone chiming in now before I open this want to make a guess? If someone guesses the correct player, you get your choice of the Demario Davis, Jonathan Allen, or Trayvon Walker.
I like that.
So if you guessed whoever, the dynamic player moment. I know there's like a 10-15 second delay or something. So there we go.
I think your best bet here is probably Mahomes. It's probably the best moment you could get here, besides the legendary.
All right, so so Paulie says Brian Robinson, NS Baker says Mahomes, Guibert says Grady Jarrett, Rawls L says Rashad White, Rebel Reseller says Aiden Hutchinson. I'd be thrilled with either the Mahomes or the Aiden Hutchinson for sure. So all right, so let's see. Show me a Chiefs logo. Oh, it's Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson.
We got a correct guess. Paulie.
Let's go.
You got it.
Love it.
Awesome. I feel like one thing I was going to ask about these dynamic moments is, and I'm not necessarily talking about influence or anything like that, but did you sort of see any similarities between this and the Top Shot redemptions in the playoffs? Because that's something sort of similar to an extent in that there is this placeholder until, a certain play happens. So I'm just wondering if that at all factored into it or if you saw it at all. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not really on the team that is the people that builds out these things and come
right.
I'll put an idea out there every once in a while that's good. Yeah. Maybe 1 out of every 100, but I don't know. I really don't know. They are different. The redemptions, I love that too. I stacked a bunch of the Celtics because I was very confident that the Celtics were gonna.
I don't think you were alone in that.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm gonna get my Jason Tatum moment of him hoisting the trophy. So I love the redemptions. I do feel it is different though. They do have the placeholder. The moment is added later, but you're redeeming something where this is evolving, which there are similar, but I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure if our team and their team were talking about it or what.
It's fun to. I don't think either is one-upping each other. It's just fun to see things go back and forth, especially because there's a little bit of dead time come July and August, but football dominates fall, and then winter and spring dominates, or basketball NBA, dominates. Dominates. Winter and spring.
Absolutely.
So real quick. Paulie, I just responded in the chat. Your choice if you want the Demario Davis, the Jonathan Allen, or the Trayvon Walker. Also, Guy Bear, if you can post your all day username here as well, and I will get that Justin Fields moment over to you. So Paulie, just respond. Let me know in the chat which moment of those 3 you want.
Sweet. Congrats, guys.
Absolutely. Let's do another giveaway because it's Friday. We're in a giving mood, and for this we will go. Next up is giving away the 4-badge Isaiah Pacheco. Now
while you're bringing that up, I'd like to say something about Brian Robinson. I know you're a fan of a team in the NFC East. I think the Cowboys are gonna be really good. I think the Eagles are gonna be really good. I think the Giants just I don't know. But I think Sam Howell, here's what I'll say. I don't know if the Commanders are going to win a lot of games, but I think Sam Howell's going to put up some decent numbers for a quarterback. I've watched him play a bunch of college. I watched him, play in the preseason, which I get it's the preseason, but I really feel like he gets the offense, and him and Terry McLaurin were clicking. And I really think when you have a quarterback that's putting up a lot of yards like that, all the guys around him are going to do the same. So I think we'll see some play to this Brian Robinson dynamic moment.
I love, and obviously the story behind Brian, just with him getting shot and then coming back on the field is amazing.
Yeah.
I sort of like the Commanders a little bit too this year. I was a little shocked Ron Rivera didn't know how good Sam Howell was, because he made those comments oh, if I would have known that, I would have started. And Ron Rivera's a great guy. I met him, went to high school with his son. He's because when he was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles back in the early 2000s. Yeah. I was sort of shocked there, but I don't see it with the Giants either. I'm sorry for any Giants fans. I'm still laughing that you're paying Daniel Jones that much money. But we'll see. Hey, I could be eating everyone feel free to clip this and just make a fool out of me if all of this stuff goes haywire. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So back to the giveaway for the Pacheco. I told everyone do their research. But this is probably just going to warrant a quick Wikipedia search. What is the hometown and state of Isaiah Pacheco? And obviously, Spencer, this makes more sense now that what college I'm a fan of and where I live and all that kind of stuff. So, hometown and state of Isaiah Pacheco.
Wonder what it is.
I feel like they mentioned it enough also in the playoff run, when he exploded, I feel like they mentioned it a few times also.
Yeah. They love storylines.
Rawls got it. Vineland, New Jersey.
Where'd he go to college, Ben? Do you know?
I don't know. Probably this state school that had a totally terrible offense for years. I mean, Jersey boy, Rutgers boy, Vineland. Also, that is 10 minutes. I would say when you're talking about super South Jersey, that's towards the bottom. You now have Pacheco alongside Mike Trout as the super South Jersey homer. Yeah. Mike Trout was down in that area as well. But I just still, if you were a suffering Rutgers fan like me, you watched it and you knew he was going to be good, and you knew he was just stuck on a JV level high school. So I remember putting out in, I think, January, even before the combine, Pacheco will be an NFL player, and whoever drafts him in the 5th round or something is going to get a steal. This dude, he is just determined. He is violent. Rawls, thank you for tuning in. So I appreciate
him.
That.
Yeah, I like Pacheco. I think he's sneaky.
Interesting. Last night he had, I think, 8 carries or something. And believe me, everyone's seeing Clyde Edwards-Helaire going on the field to start the game. We're probably thinking, am I watching 2021 or is this 2023?
I don't get it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Pacheco's, I don't know, maybe he's injured or something, but I expected him to get a lot more reps, to be honest.
Yeah, no, same here. And Rawls, let me know, just post what your NFL All Day username is in the chat and I'll get that over to you. Paulie, I got your clarification, so I will send the walker to you as well. All right, so next up is we have some bold predictions, and it depends on what you want to consider, bold or so. So let's go back to what you just stated, and maybe this isn't a bold prediction. I'm not sure what his odds. So Trevor Lawrence MVP. What were the betting odds? Is he fifth or sixth? I'm gonna look.
That sounds about right. Here's what I'll say about him. So I'm a big fan of comparing players to other players that were successful and the route that they took to get to where they are. And not everyone's route is going to be the same. But if you look at Peyton Manning's journey to where he took in his 3rd, 4th, 5th years, he started out kind of crappy, threw a ton of interceptions early on. And I think Trevor Lawrence has it. He's super mobile. He fits well in today's NFL. He's playing in probably the worst division in all of the NFL. So he's going to have almost half of his games are going to be against teams that probably aren't winning more than 5 games.
Yeah.
The only downside is they may go up big, so he may not throw much. But I just think he's going to have really crazy good numbers this year. And I think the Jags will probably, win 10, 11 games and I think they're pretty good. I think like adding Calvin Ridley and the tight
so
end,
under the
wide
radar
receivers, like I really think that they're going to be a team to watch out for.
I'm with you, and I'll always give Doug Peterson love. Absolutely. And quick update. He is 1, 2, 3. So he's I wasn't far off. He's 7th in MVP odds, at least on FanDuel. So this had to have changed like since after last night, because now Allen and Burrow are ahead of Mahomes. Allen and Burrow are both plus 600. Yeah, so
Mahomes was the favorite. Mahomes was the favorite for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other bold predictions on your end?
Yeah, I know people were kind of throwing shade, but I think the Packers are going to win the NFC North, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think they're good. I know losing like Rodgers seems like a big deal, but I just feel like the last 2 years he just kind of overhung a lot of areas. I think Jordan Love's going to be good. He's not Rodgers, but I think he's going to be pretty good. He's going to be comparable to like a Kirk Cousins. I don't know. I think he'll be decent. Yeah. The Lions, like, I know they won last night, but I don't see how they got like way better. I know their pass rush is good. Like they'll put up points, but like I just think their defense is going to have some problems. So
they'll put up some points, and I'm with you. And like I said, I can see them maybe being a wild card team, but some of the early discourse was Super Bowl sleeper team and stuff, and I'm like, you sure about that?
No,
really? We want to do that?
Yeah. I think the Vikings were kind of frauds last year. We saw that in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
They won 11 games, and I think they had like a negative differential. So
there were 6 of their wins, I think, were by 3 points or fewer. It was basically like if you took half of their wins and changed one play, like they would have been a 8-win team or something like that.
So I think the Packers win the division. I think the Lions.
We have a challenge.
The Lions could make the playoffs. Like, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that they like are going to live up to this media. Like today, I was watching like some of the shows this morning. They're like, Dan Campbell. Like, I love Dan Campbell. He is my favorite coach in the NFL. Like, I love. Dan
like
Campbell.
him too.
But like, the team didn't really change. Like, one of their. I think they overextended themselves on Gibbs and Campbell, or is that his name? And the linebacker from Iowa. But like I'm not like a Lions hater. I love the Lions. I feel bad for the Lions. I went through a similar experience with the Rams through the 2004 through 2015. The Rams were terrible. But I don't know. That's my hot take. Is like the Lions are being way, way overrated. And I think next week, I think the Seahawks will beat them next week. I don't think it's even going to be really a game.
I agree. I guess and I don't know if this is a hot take. We were just talking about them. I see the Giants finishing last in the NFC East. Like I don't get where any of the love comes from. I don't get where any optimism around Daniel Jones comes from. And
their schedule is going to be way harder this year.
Their schedule is going to their schedule is going to be way harder. Absolutely. They don't. I mean, what weapons do they realistically have?
They have Saquon Barkley.
I was going to say outside who almost didn't even play. But that's RB contracts is topic for another conversation. We've struck a chord. Rebel Reseller, one of my absolute favorite people on this app, diehard Lions fan for 42 years. So for you, I am pulling for them. Rebel, for you, I am pulling for them. Yeah. Although we have family in the Detroit area also. So I like when I can make little connections.
I have so much, sympathy for people that have been fan of something for 40 plus years. And like, it's just been kind of a brutal, experience. But like, I think the Lions are on the right track. Like Jared Goff, that steal, the Matthew Stafford trade was a steal, even though the Rams won the Super Bowl. It was a good trade for both sides.
For both teams. Totally agree.
I think they're adding the right players. Like, I think they're on the way, but this year, I just don't think that they're like, there yet.
I'm with you. I think it could be like could be a stepping stone, but Rebel we'll be chatting throughout the season, and I'm still pulling for them for you.
Yeah, Rebel. No hate. Sorry. Just speaking my truth.
This is just opinion, man. We're in Web3 social media.
That's exactly right. That's right. Hey, I actually thought the Lions, if Bijan didn't get taken at number 8, I thought he could have gone to the Eagles. If the Eagles didn't take him, I thought he's going to go somewhere, maybe the Lions like lower. I think they were like had the 17th pick or the 19th pick, something like that. I was like, Lions would be fun. I'd be a Lions fan right now. I'd probably be saying something totally different. But
I'm pumped. Yeah, I'm pumped to see Bijan. It was very humorous in the Philly area, seeing the created frenzy around if he's available. Like if you're watching the Eagles, if you know the Eagles, you knew never in their right mind would ever take a running back.
Plug any guy in there and it'll work. Yeah. Jalen Carter was the right pick.
Unbelievable. But possibly best player in the draft. That fell to 10. So I'm pumped. I mean, we're just going to rename them the Philadelphia Bulldogs at this point. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Before we get out of here, we have one more giveaway. And then I'm just going to preview what's coming up on Monday for us at Flowty. So our final giveaway is for this 3-badge Treylon Burks.
Love it.
Who I like Treylon Burks just because of his association with the Eagles, just because he made that trade happen, he was part of the AJ Brown trade.
Yeah.
And we'll have this one an easy one, super easy, should take 2 seconds. Where did Burks play college football?
I think I know this one.
Let's see. Rebel Resell. I'm like Gary V with the Jets.
Can I give a hint? Can I give a hint of what I think it is?
Sure.
Is it
Doctor Who got it? Okay, yep, Doctor Who got it anyways. Nicely done, Doctor Who. But post your all day username in here and I will get that over to you. So Doctor Who with Treylon Burks.
I think Doctor Who's, if I'm not mistaken, his username is Hookem.
Is it?
I think it's Hookem. That's a troll. He's an A&M fan.
Oh, he's an A&M fan.
Oh, hey, Doctor Who.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to be at that game next year at College Station, so if you're there.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm just making – all right, so Guibert gets the Justin Fields. Deepfake 63 gets the Pacheco. Doctor Who gets the Burks, and then Rawls. Oh yeah, Deepfake. Sorry, just want to make sure right moments go to everyone. Deepfake 63 goes that gets the Pacheco, and then Wiz. Where are you at? Wizwit gets the Walker moment that I opened. Wait, Paulie, are you Philly? If he's still watching, I'm gonna assume so because of your username of Wizwit. That's the rephrase of do you want cheese with do you want cheese whiz on your cheesesteak or not? Is it whiz with or whiz without? That's how it is.
Yeah, so. What's the place? Oh, I got a cheesesteak somewhere.
New Jersey. I mean, Tim here. What's that?
Is there a place that starts with J?
I mean, there's Geno's.
It wasn't Geno's.
There's Jim's.
I think it was Jim's. Jim's. It's got like a gray sign, kind of. I think.
Yeah, it's on the corner. It's a building on the corner. It burned down. Actually, was it last year? I think.
Oh no. It was good. I got the whiz on.
Oh no, yeah, no. Jim's is really good. Rawls, thank you. Floaty and Spence, thank you for tuning in. Paulie. So I'm gonna guess Giants fan. But love the sandwiches. Fair enough. Good call, man. I'm sorry for trashing the Giants. Just speaking from my observations. Again, feel free to clip this if everything blows up in my face. Yeah. So we're gonna head out of here. Just gonna flash this up on the screen real quick. So this coming Monday, we have edition 3 of the Floaty newsletter coming out. Remember, this is delivered via email, PDF download, interactive full screen viewing experience, as well as audio recording of it also. So just be sure to be on the lookout for that. If you want to get ahead of the game, just head to floatyo.substack.com. A lot of great stuff in each edition. Paulie, you're being realistic. Okay, I appreciate it. I have a lot of Giants fans friends. They're with you on that. But Spencer, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Pumped for this NFL season. Any closing comments for our audience before we head out?
Just have fun. NFL time is a great time of year. The weather changes, the moods. I don't know. There's just something about it. So, if you have any questions at all about NFL Day, NBA Top Shot, anything on Dapper at all, my DMs are open. Please feel free to hit me up. Very happy to help you out. And looking forward to Sunday for all the games.
Damn straight. And stay tuned. September 20th, NFT Day. We got a lot of stuff going on at Flowty. All that is being updated on the Substack as well. So, Spencer, thanks so much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Flowty YouTube channel. All your support is appreciated. And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.